Kanchanaburi is a province in Thailand, about 2.5 hours west of Bangkok. It's best known for the bridge on the River Kwai and its dark World War II history. But what more does Kanchanaburi have to offer? And is it really worth going? That's the question we'll be answering in this episode of Stranded in Thailand. We are Kendra and David, an American couple who sold everything to travel the world and experience all it has to offer. The pandemic left us stranded in Thailand, but our journey is far from over. So please be sure to subscribe to the channel to follow us throughout Thailand and throughout the world. Each new episode will help you imagine, plan, and live your travel dreams. So let's get started. Kanchanaburi is an easy 2.5-hour train ride from Bangkok. Trains depart twice a day from Thonburi Station and allow you to experience the historic railways and see the beautiful countryside at the same time. With tickets just being 100 baht, it's also the most economic way to get there. If you're fascinated by World War II history, then you should definitely go to Kanchanaburi. The Jeath War Museum is a great place to learn about the Japanese occupation in Thailand and their horrendous treatment to prisoners of war. So the Japanese plan for world domination during the World War II times was to build a railway in Thailand that would go to Burma at the time, now Myanmar, and India to try to invade those two countries by rail. So they needed ammunitions and equipments to do that, and they thought the railway would be the best way to do that. You can see the weapons. They also have swords and relics from the war with the Burmese in 1767. This is when the Burmese took over the capital, Ayutthaya. And if you'd like to know more about Ayutthaya, you can check the link above for a video about Ayutthaya. Just steps away from the Jeath War Museum is the bridge on the River Kwai. These train tracks are still active, but you can walk on them at your own risk.
I love sites like this because they have historic value and they teach us all a lesson. Now what the bridge is used for is a tourist attraction. I think because it's a tourist attraction, a lot of people will learn about the history of the bridge, and I think that's wonderful.
This is the bridge that the Japanese built in Thailand with prisoners of war so that they could invade India and Burma. Now, it's one of the main tourist attractions of the city. It goes over the river with beautiful views of temples, the city, and mountains. Luckily, the train tracks have several of these platforms, so you can get past the red line and to safety. The second benefit is these platforms offer wonderful views, so you can see the temple across the way and just enjoy that nice river breeze. A super pretty way to enjoy your time in Kanchanaburi. It's also time for their annual festival, so you can see these little squares here. This is where they set off fireworks every evening. It's like a week-long festival. But you'll have restaurants you can go to, hotels right on the water, a nice little area. And when you get to the other side of the river, you can walk down the stairs to get to the market souvenir stands. The Jeath Railway Museum is also a must for the history lover. This museum gives a chilling report of the sufferings of the prisoners of war, many of whom died of malaria or
who were so malnourished that they died of simple illnesses that these men would have easily recovered from if they were well nourished. A total of 100,000 men died working on this death railroad, mostly kidnapped Malay and Burmese men, and British, Dutch, Australian, and American POWs.
Me being an American, in history class you learn very much about the German invasions, the German concentration camps, and the European perspective of World War II. But I enjoyed going to the two museums, this one and the Jeath War Museum, because it gave me the more Asian perspective of what occupation by Japan was like and how brutal it was as well.
But there's so much more to see than just museums in Kanchanaburi. We also enjoyed the beautiful Tiger Cave Temple.
Alright guys, this is me out here Google translating stuff because I have no idea what this sign says here. Alright, get in my camera. Way up temple parking lot. Okay. That's important to be able to read. So the sign says way up temple parking lot. But if you can't read that sign, how would you know that? This is why I gotta learn to read Thai. So the stairs up. David preparing his knee for the climb. So this temple has a beautiful landscape with mountains right over there.
The architecture of each temple and the pagoda are lovely. This temple sits so beautifully in the surrounding landscape. You have to see it for yourself. Just 15 minutes from the Tiger Cave Temple is the giant monkey pod tree. This might be one of the biggest trees I've ever seen. It's amazingly symmetrical and cool to walk around and explore. Kanchanaburi is also well known for its beautiful waterfalls. Erewhon Falls and Hue Mae Kamen Falls are national parks that have 7 tiers of waterfalls. These falls are so impressive that we recommend reserving a whole day to explore them. Want to see even more about waterfalls? Check out our full video. The link is above and in the description box below. If you like festivals, then you would enjoy the Bridge on the River Kwai week in Kanchanaburi. Every night of the fair, they raise awareness about the men who died making the railway by sharing their story. They also have light shows and fireworks by the bridge. We watched the show from Keeree restaurant, a riverside restaurant that we highly recommend for delicious food, nice ambiance, and great views. After watching the show, we checked out the rest of the fair with loads of carnival rides for the whole family. There were also hundreds of food vendors and lots of shopping. There was even several stages of live music. This place was jam-packed with so much to see and do. It was really a fun and lively festival. Kanchanaburi really does have a lot to offer the traveler, from history to nature to festivals and simply stunning views. It's definitely worth visiting, and you will definitely not regret coming. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and leave us a comment about your favorite part of Kanchanaburi. And don't forget to hit that red subscribe button so you can follow our journey throughout Thailand and throughout the world. As always, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for sharing and helping the channel to grow. And take care till next time.